prepositionen are related to a location or a movement. They can be used to describe the origin, the location, or the destination. And we use them when we answer to different questions with these question words. For example, with woher, wo und wohin. First of all, let's clarify that they are normally used with the dative or accusative case. Lokale Präpositionen answering the question wo. Wo means where. When answering wo, these local prepositions always require the dative case. Okay, so first of all, let's start with the two prepositions by and an. Okay, so let's study these two prepositions by and an. These have similar meanings, but they are used in different situations. By can always be used while an can't be used with people. So an can't be used with people, so only with things. Okay, for example, let's take two sentences in order to understand this better. Okay, so we have Ich bin bei Anna. So, what does this mean? This means I'm at Anna's house or close to Anna. Another one. Ich bin an oder bei der Bushaltestelle. This means I'm close to the bus stop. Okay, so here we can use both of them, an und bei. But here, since we have a person, we can't use an, only by. By always requires the dative case. Okay, let's go on with lokale Präpositionen, answering the question woher. Woher means where from. The prepositions aus und von express coming from a specific direction. They answer the question woher. And both prepositions use dative always. So aus und von. So this express coming from a specific direction. Let's first start with aus. So aus describes leaving something or somewhere physically. Okay? That means the subject has to be inside something, for example, a building, and then leave it. It's also used with countries, cities, and regions without articles. And von describes coming from a specific point or area. point or area. So in this case, you don't necessarily have to have been inside the place. For example, ich komme vom Bahnhof. So, around the station, but maybe not the actual building. If you cannot physically leave something, you have to use von. For example, ich komme vom Einkaufen. So you can't leave einkaufen, that's why we have to use in this case von. And now lokale Präpositionen answering the question wohin. Wohin. So where to or where. So all prepositions that can be used to answer wo can be used to answer wohin, except for by. Instead of by, we use zu or nach. When describing the movement, use the same preposition that's used to describe the ending position. Okay, for example, ich gehe auf die Kiste. Ich gehe auf die Kiste. Prepositions that describe both the location and movement are called two-case prepositions, or in German Wechselpräpositionen. And for example, these are auf, such here, auf, über, unter, vor, hinter, in, neben, an und zwischen. Let's first continue with in versus zu. So what's the difference between these two prepositions? These are the opposite of aus and von. For example, ich gehe in die Kiste. So that means hinein. Ich komme zu dir. This means nicht hinein, but in die Nähe. So we would understand in English, so I'm not coming inside of you, but near you or nearby. Then we have zu versus nach. Zu and nach mean the same thing. You go to somebody or something, but nach is used for continents, for countries, cities, and regions. For everything else, we use zu. For example, ich gehe nach Deutschland. Ich fahre nach Berlin. But if we have, for example, a person that we're going to, then we have to use zu. Ich fahre zu meiner Oma. And of course, if the country has an article, then we don't use nach, but instead of it we use in. For example, we say ich fahre in die Schweiz. Oder ich fliege in die Toskana. Apart from these prepositions, we have also others. For example, we have durch. This describes going through something. For example, der Mann geht durch die Tür. And this requires accusative case. Tür. Oder ich fahre durch den Tunnel. Then we have another preposition, a combination of and herum. This means going around something. For example, ich gehe den Baum herum. Or wir wandern den Berg herum. So this preposition herum is a two-part preposition. The noun goes between the two parts. If it's clear from the context what's happening, the herum part can be left out. The preposition is always followed by a noun in the accusative case. Another preposition is gegenüber. Gegenüber describes being on the other side of the street. For example, ich bin gegenüber der Bank. Oder ich stehe gegenüber der Post. So, in the first sentence, ich bin gegenüber der Bank. So, I am on the side of the street opposite the bank. And in the second one, ich stehe gegenüber der Post. I'm in front of the post office, but on the other side of the street. Gegenüber is always followed by a noun in the dative case.